Hey, everybody, welcome to The Blacklist, the show where we interview the elite and we talk about how they got there and how they stay in power. Right now, we have my man, Wilbert Wynnberg. So, dude, I appreciate you being here. If you don't mind, give everybody, an introduction about who you are, what you do, and then we'll take it from there.
All right, thank you for having me. So I am, an author, and also I run my own company that does branding and marketing. And so what I do is I kind of provide a service where I kind of bridge, kind of like North America and Asia together.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of PR stuff that's needed there, book publishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So basically that's what I'm doing now, and that's the reason why I'm here as well. I'm trying to learn from all the experts from all around the world, trying to provide the best value for entrepreneurs in Asia to really grow and scale.
Yeah.
So I learn everything from everywhere, and then I bring back, educate my client how they can do better and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. So why are you bridging the gap? Why are you not just tell me, is there really a need for that? Like they don't know how to get like the press or how does that work?
Yeah. So I guess I'll just share a little bit about my story first.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then the transition will make sense. So
Yeah.
basically I've been an entrepreneur myself for a while, and
How long?
it started since I was 19. Obviously pivoted along the way. I've
Yeah.
been in business for the last 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
And so there was this one time where I decided to fly down to San Diego to meet Brian Tracy.
Yeah.
I was trying to learn how to become a better speaker and stuff like that. 2017 came down, met him, good 3 days. That was really how I got started. And while I was in US, I decided that, I don't want to waste time flying all the way from Singapore to US just to do this and go back.
Yeah.
So besides meeting more people, I actually decided that I want to conquer my fear. So for the longest time, my greatest fear in life was heights. So if I go to a shopping mall or anywhere that's like 2-story high,
Really?
my legs will start to tremble.
Wow.
So in US, there's a lot of skydiving spots.
Yeah.
So
No, you did skydiving?
yeah, I did. So what I did was I told myself that whatever it is, even if you don't want to jump, just take a Grab. It's Uber here, but it's Grab in Singapore. But
Yeah.
take an Uber, go to that spot, look at people jump first, and then decide if you want to do it or not. Because the problem with a lot of people is that they just sell themselves why they cannot do it,
Yeah.
but they didn't even bother to go close to try to understand the full picture. So
Sure.
I went there. I did a tandem jump. Long story short, I landed safely. I decided that I want to do more than that. So I went to the counter. I asked, is there anything else that I can do? So they say on our site, you can do something called accelerated free fall program. And that is 7 jumps. So once you clear that, you can jump at our site without anyone else, just by yourself. So I say, cool, I'm going to do it. I jump and jump and jump and jump. And it's so addictive, right? So what happened next was I asked them again, is there anything else that I can take?
Yeah.
They say, if you take this license A and you need to complete minimum of 25 jumps, you can jump anywhere around the world as long as they accept this license. So then I went to jump 25 times more. So
What the hell?
during that time when I was trying to, not now that I've overcome, when I was trying to get the license, what happened was on my 30-second jump, I ignored the protocol. We have a protocol when we jump. And so I ignored it. I did something called the tracking. So tracking is basically when you tilt yourself to a particular angle, put your hand beside so that you can fly from point A to point B really quickly.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do it once in a while, stop, do it again, stop, so that you can gauge the distance. What I did was,
You went straight down, huh?
no, I just went all the way from one end to all the way to the other. And at that point of time, because I didn't have enough experience in terms of like what this is about and stuff like that. By the time I flew out, we're supposed to open our parachute at 5,500 feet.
How do you know that though? Is like a GPS or what?
So what happens is there's this thing called the altimeter.
Uh-huh.
It's like a watch, but it has the height, right? And then the other thing is inside the helmet, there's this beeper where at a certain height they will start beeping. So I didn't look at my altimeter. I just kept going and going and going. By the time I realized I was too far, too low, the thing was beeping, right? So the next thing I did was I opened up my parachute.
Yeah.
Now, when I was trying to stabilize, I look out. Then I was like, damn, that place where I'm supposed to land is really far out. And so I started losing a lot of height. I couldn't even make my way back closer to the place. In the end, I crashed. So I was on top of a lot of vineyard. I was in Lodi, California,
Yeah.
and the vineyard, because it's weak, right? So it's going around a lot of like metal bars and stuff like
Oh
that.
my God.
So instead of going onto it, which two guys before me who passed
Yeah.
went on top of it, they were like,
Yeah.
yeah. But for me, I went into the pole instead.
Oh fuck.
So lucky for me, I checked myself in the hospital, and thank goodness, just some holes bleeding and stuff like that. I went back that same day. I joined my guys for barbecue, the skydivers, and they were like, half of them were like saying, dude, we thought you were gone. Because most of the time when you get into accidents, pretty much that's it. So when I came back to Singapore, I started reflecting about that. And as an entrepreneur and stuff like that, I was thinking, what if I had died that day? And when I started thinking even deeper, it wasn't even about if I was going to die, because at some point of time, everybody will. So I was like, I can't die without leaving any footprints on earth. So what I did next was, for myself at that point of time, I decided to write everything I know in a book.
Yeah.
And that was how I got started. I wrote my first book. It's called Think, Act, Prosper. So I wrote that book. Then I decided that I want to spread the message quicker. So within the next 6 months, I hold my first business conference.
Oh
right?
shit.
And then there were a lot of people attending. Yeah. I share my story on the stage. What happens next was that I think there were some media people there as well from Singapore. So they picked up the story, they interviewed me. And then I think it just kind of snowballed within Asia and amongst entrepreneurs and stuff like that. They say, hey, Win, your story is good. We want you to get on this and that. So I started going onto it.
Yeah.
And then slowly people started coming back to me and say, how do you publish a book? How do you get the speakers to your conference? And how do you get interviewed by people like them? And slowly, at first I was just doing it for fun, like for a friend and stuff like that. I don't charge them. But eventually it got to a point where a lot of people are asking for it.
Yeah.
And I decided, I'm going to charge them, but of course, like really deliver and stuff like that. And through my process of doing this for my clients, I realized a lot of people have great stories that should be heard by someone else. And it could help a lot of people, right? So my kind of PR is, I don't just do it for anybody with money. I do it for ethical practitioners who deserve to be heard. And so it really started from the skydiving crash.
Yeah.
With the book, conference. I think everything was an accident, but I really love what I'm doing now.
Well, with the book, you're writing it with some power players, right? Like that, like you have Les Brown and Brian Tracy?
Yeah, so that's the latest book that I have. Is called Power Springboard. So the first book, I just wrote it myself.
Yeah.
And because I know Brian Tracy, so I asked him if you can endorse me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I wrote my second, my third, and I decided that I want to write my last one because I think there's only this much of things you can share. Like some people have like 100 books and stuff like that. So to me, I don't think that's the best quality, for me. Yeah. So what I did was I decided that I want people to learn from different perspectives. There are people from North America that's successful, Europe, Middle East, Russia, Thailand and whatnot. So I decided that I want to get the people that I know, experts in all of their field, to put them together. And like you say, Brian Tracy, Les Brown is part of that book as well. I'm just trying to find more people to get on it, to really share their experience. So people who have exited the company with like $30 million, just got valuated at, $1 billion and stuff like that. We even got like medical doctors who come and really share about how to live healthier and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's really true practitioners coming in.
Yeah. No, that's powerful, dude. That's powerful. And, I want to say one thing because I think it's amazing to have it on the podcast.
Yeah.
So you're getting married soon.
Yeah.
Right? When actually? When's the actual date?
So the actual date is on the 18th.
On the 18th. And what's today? Today is the 12th.
Well, depend on where you are right now.
That's true, right? Because in Asia, isn't it the 13th?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's coming up.
Yeah. So the funny thing is.
So why are you in the U.S.? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Like I told you, right? I know that you have been putting up some good stuff. And despite my wedding being so near, I told myself I have to come. I look at the lineup. I look at what you're doing. I like it. And really, like I was just saying, there is a gap in terms of between like what we are doing in Asia and what, the other parts of the world are doing.
Yeah.
And I just want to learn so that when I go back, when you start charging your clients and stuff like that, you are really delivering value. Yeah. So for me, it's not like I'm already good in Asia and therefore I stop learning. So that's why I flew here despite, my wedding is just a few days away.
Yeah. No, dude. Well, that's amazing. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
One, congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
wedding.
Thank you.
How long have you been dating her?
Well, we dated for like maybe 7 months.
7 months.
And then there's a boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And but anyway, it really didn't matter with her because I think 1 year, 5 years, it was still gonna be her because she was the right one.
Yeah.
Just that, the baby came, so we decided that we want to start a family, so we went
Good.
for it. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. So, what are you doing right now then? Like, first of all, what are you doing right now? And then what's your goals? Because, I'm asking a lot of people on this podcast,
Yeah.
like, what are your goals?
Yeah.
Some people will say, I want to hit 1 billion. Some people
Yeah.
just want more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it for you?
Well, I think for me, I want to continue be of service to those people that I was mentioning just now, true practitioners that is trying to help people as well. I just want to find better ways to deliver their message. And as you know, marketing and branding, after a period of time, certain strategies is no longer special.
Yeah.
And in order for them to keep on, getting known and heard by other people, you have to come up with better ways of doing it. So for me, like I say, I'm just trying to put things together to help them. When it comes to you're saying like people who say they want 10 billion, 1 billion, 100 million. I have friends who have all this kind of money. Some of them are really happy, some of them are not.
Yeah.
But when I look at those who have money and are happy, some of them are the ones that, have a family, have some kids. They go back, the wife is there, the kid is there.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's going to be different from Jeremy, right? The way we define
Yep,
happiness.
yep.
Yeah. So, it's just helping people and having a good family now. And as, Cody was sharing on the stage, how to be a good father and stuff like that, I thought it was very enlightening. And I was really happy that, hearing from someone who have achieved so much and still can be a good father, because I thought you must always compromise.
Yeah.
You must give up something in exchange for something. So it's good that he's doing that. I'll be following him on his Instagram and whatever and see what he's doing, pick up the tips, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. No, yeah. I love this speech. Like, that's why I wanted to bring my daughter there, because I'm like, I'm compromising on some stuff and I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So that's good, dude. That's good. So, for people that are listening in and stuff like that, I want to know, like, if they were looking to hire you.
Yeah.
Right. How does that look like? How does it look like working with you and your team? Walk me through that.
So, because like I say that we choose the people we work with, so right now, some of the clients that we work with, are agency directors. So they might be in real estate and insurance trying to grow their team.
Yeah.
Some of the other companies that we work with are usually in SaaS or let's say fintech, crypto exchange and stuff like that. Now, even with crypto exchange, we do look out, to see if they're shady or not and whatever. So, but in terms of getting in touch with me, usually what people do is just, go to my Instagram. That's how people usually find me.
Yeah.
They just DM, and then we then schedule a Zoom call, try to find if you're a good fit and stuff like that. And obviously trying to see what they want first.
Yeah.
And letting them understand that, because branding and marketing, if you do it organically, you want it to be sustainable. They have to understand that the ROI is not instant.
That's true.
So a lot of people come in, they think that by paying 20,000, 200,000, they're gonna be like that. Yeah. But the problem with brand is that you have to build it over time. You need to earn the trust of people. But what we can do is we can set the foundation, and then you can go from there. And the other thing is, a lot of people have to have the guts to push it through as well. So just because I put you on some media, that doesn't mean it's gonna work. You have to go out and share with people that you've been there, you have done that, go onto stages, so that whether is it 20 people, 200 people, they will spread that message and stuff like that. So Instagram DM is fine. Wilbert Wynnberg, that's it.
Yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate you being on the show. Is there any final message that you want to give to the viewers?
I think ever since COVID, everybody is just trying to learn how to manage things better.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I just feel like it's not how much resources we have, but how resourceful we are.
Yeah.
So whether is it a $1 in a pocket, $100 in a pocket, there's always something for that dollar to be spent.
Yeah.
On, right. If you have the budget, go a little bit bigger. If you don't have, do it slowly, organically. But like I say, at the end of the day, you want it to be sustainable so that 5 years later, 10 years later, without putting any money in, it's still there.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Tony Robbins will always be Tony Robbins if he doesn't put a single dollar to advertisement again.
That's true.
So yeah.
Well, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate you being on the show. You crushed it. And honestly, I'm looking forward to you posting about your wedding.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Good job.